promotional rounds. Did Seth Meyers' show. There you are on Late Night with Seth Meyers. And The View, of course, because Frank's there in The View. And now you're here. Now you're with my show. We need a picture. For now.
Now that entire cast has changed.
They passed away. I want to get
if you want someone killed, I'll invite them on the phone.
I wanted to get into some of Frank's stuff because he's from The View. Frank, you're a comedy writer in your own right. You contribute to Mad Magazine.
Dig that out.
These are some of your old Mad Magazine contributions for the Republican. Garbage Pail Kids. You wrote for the Top's Garbage Pail Kids.
I did. There's two people applauding. Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah, well, that was my first job out of college. My first humor writing job.
Really?
I've never been prouder.
Uzi Susie. I mean, you can't beat that. And wacky packages. Top's new wacky packages.
Does anybody remember Wacky Packs? No one in here is old enough.
Mr. Potato Fan.
Yeah, I was proud of that one. It's just historical.
Yeah. And then Jest Magazine, which this is when I explain the story of Jest Magazine really quickly.
Jest Magazine was a short-lived attempt to recapture some of the glory of the National Lampoon, and it was a debacle, really. and sort of doomed from the start, paid for by one person's trust fund. But some great writers. We had some great writers in the magazine. Andre Boucher, who's now on Conan.
Bob Powers.
Bob Powers, who I know works out here sometimes, and a lot of good people. It was, print.
Yeah, print.
It's time had come.
Anyone read Jest Magazine? I remember Jest Magazine. It came out in the city. It was distributed like 10 years ago. No, nobody. All right.
This is an overwhelming.
Overwhelming. Yes. Back to the podcast. So, who do you want to have next? I mean, Olivia de Havilland. She's still alive.
She is.
Maureen O'Hara. You going after?
You just looked up people who are still alive.
The nonagenarians. Movita. Marlon Brando's second wife.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, you can ask her about Marlon Brando's penis.
yes.
I'm gonna sit down. But if you really want to get a guest, Steve Buscemi. I suggest you get Steve Buscemi.
He'd be great.
I had him on the show. He's a great guest, and he told me when he was on my show a couple months ago that he used to hang out at the Improv back in the early '80s when you were doing stand-up. He dabbled in stand-up, and he said he remembers sharing a cab with you back from the club one night.
Obviously, he was paying.
Is there any recollection of that?
No, but if Steve is listening, I remember that. I knew you were gonna make it.
Well, I'm loving the podcast. I'm a subscriber. You guys do it. Should I start a podcast? What do you think? Does he recommend this? Are you making money with this thing?
What are you doing now?
You're sitting there. You're sitting there.
Yeah, but I asked him the same question.
I know that. I know. That's your one note tonight. Over and over again. Show's almost over, folks. Well, thanks so much for coming out here, guys. Gilbert Gottfried's amazing Colossal podcast. Gilbert Gottfried, Frank Santopadre. Have a good night.